Hi boys and girls, it's me, Miss Armstead from Cypress Point Elementary. Today we're going to be doing Module 1, Lesson 5 for first grade. Okay, you guys ready? The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to hold up some numbers between 1 and 5, and you are going to show me and tell me what number I am holding up. You guys ready? 3. Awesome job, boys and girls. 5. Awesome job. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to hold up some numbers between 5 and 10. And you guys are going to have to give me a 5 plus number sentence. I'll do the first one for you. The first number is 8. So the 5 plus number sentence will be 5 plus 3 equals 8. The next one is 6. So 5 plus 1 equals 6. Awesome job. Now it's time for us to move on. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about students with long hair and students with short hair. So imagine if we were in a classroom and I called up 7 students to the board. 7 total students, okay? Now, let's say for instance, 7 is our whole. We learned that, our total, all right? Now let's say we have 7 students and I'm going to pull up some students to the front with short hair and I'm going to have some students with long hair. So let's look at this for a second. The 1 is representing our part. So if 1 is our part, what is going to be our other part? Remember, our 2 parts together equal our total. So we have 1 part here with long hair. So how many students would we have with short hair? We would have 6 students, and I would label that short hair. Good job. Now, what's the best strategy to find out how many students there are all together? The best strategy would be to count on from 1. So if we start at 1 and we count on 6, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we have a total number of 7 students. Okay? Now, if we have our dot cards, we're going to have 1 here, and this actually helps us count on. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So we have a total of 7 students. 1 with long hair and the other 6 with short hair. Okay? Now, what 2 parts make 7? Awesome job. 1 and 6 are our 2 parts. That makes 7. Okay? Now, the number sentence would be 1 plus 6 equals 7. Remember, an expression does not have an equal sign, but a number sentence does. Okay? Now, saying the number sentence starting with the student with short hair. So we can say 6 plus 1 equals 7. So 6 starting with the students who have short hair plus 1 student with long hair equals a total number of 7 students. 6 plus 1 equals 7. Now, what if I wanted to say the number sentence starting with our total? Our total is 7. So it could be 7 equals 1 student with long hair and 6 students with short hair. Okay? Awesome job. Now, what we can do is we can actually start with our total, but we can flip our 2 parts. So it'll be 7 equals 6 students with short hair and 1 student with long hair. Okay? So there are different ways that you can write. You can write 7 total students equals 1 student with long hair plus 6 students with short hair. Or you can say 6 students with short hair plus 1 student with long hair equals a total of 7 students. Or one last way equals 1 student with long hair plus 6 students with short hair equals a total number of 7 students. So those are all different ways that you can write your 2 parts, 1 and 6, equals your total of 7. Okay? Now, we're going to pull up some more students, okay? So let's say, for instance, we have the same 7 students, okay? We have the same 7 students, but this time, we're not going to talk about their hair. We're going to talk about something else. That's different about them or something that might be the same about them. So we have our 7 total students, which is our whole. But this time, we're going to talk about how many students are smiling and how many students are frowning. Ooh. All right. So 2 students are smiling. Let me see your smile. Good job. And then we're going to have how many students do you think are frowning? Ooh. So if we have 7 students, 2 of them are smiling. How many do you think are frowning? Let's see if you're right. We have 5 students are frowning. Ooh. Okay, now this part is going to be labeled frowning, this part smiling, and of course our total is 7 students, okay? Now, we want to count on, which is the best strategy to help us out. So we have our 2, but we have our 5 dots, and that's going to help us count on to the students that are frowning. So we have 2 students that are smiling, and then we'll count on 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we have a total of 7 students, and that strategy is a counting on strategy. So we started with our 2 smiling students, and then we counted on the 5 students that were frowning, and we got a total number of 7 students, okay? Now, our 2 parts that make up 7, 2 and 5, okay? Now it's time for us to put 2 and 5 into a number sentence. Now, there are 4 different ways we can write those number sentences. Let's write a number sentence where our students that are smiling are first. So to be 2 students are smiling plus 5 students who are frowning equals a total number of 7 students. Then we can do the students that are frowning first. Let's talk about the students that are frowning. We have 5 students that are frowning plus 2 students that are smiling equals our total number of 7 students. Or let's start with our total number of students first. So we have a total of 7 students equals 2 students smiling plus 5 students frowning. And our last way we can write this number sentence would be 7, which is our total number of students, equals 5 students frowning plus 2 students smiling. Okay? All right, let's go through that. Make sure we got it right. Did we get that one right? Yes, we did. 2 students smiling plus 5 students frowning equals 7 students total. Okay? Now, 5 students frowning plus 2 students smiling equals 7 students total. Or we can start with our total. Total 7 students equals 2 students smiling plus 5 students frowning. Can you think of what the last one would be? You're right. 7 students total equals 5 students frowning plus 2 students smiling. Awesome job. Now, we have one last one that we can do. Okay? This time, we're going to talk about our same students, but 3 of them are going to be sitting, and guess how many? There's 7, and 3 of them are sitting. How many do you think are standing? Let's see if we're right. We're going to have 4, and we're going to label it standing. 4 standing. Okay, there we go. All right, now, we're going to have our 3, and then what kind of card or how many dots are we going to have on this card? That's going to help us with what strategy? It's going to help us with the counting on strategy, all right? Okay, now, so we have 3, and then we're going to have our dot cards, 4, which is going to help us with our counting on strategy. So we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we have a total number of 7. All right, so the 2 parts that make up 7 are 3 and 4. Good job. Now it's time for us to write our number sentences. And we can write 4 different number sentences. Okay, you guys ready? All right, let's start with 3 students sitting plus 4 students standing equals a total number of 7 students. We have 4 students standing. We can start with the students standing first. Plus 3 students sitting equals a total number of 7 students. Well, this time we can switch it over and write two number sentences where our total students are standing first, and our number of sitting and standing students, they're going to switch. Okay, so we're going to have the 7 total students equals, remember you have to put the equal sign, equal 3 students sitting plus 4 students standing. Or we can write 7 total students equal 4 students standing plus 3 students sitting. Okay? All right, let's check our number sentences. 3 plus 4 equals 7, check. 4 plus 3 equals 7, check. Starting with our total, 7 equals 3 plus 4, check. And the last one also begins with our total, which will be 7 equals 4 plus 3. Okay? Now, just like we practiced with our apples, we're going to look at this picture of the students in the classroom. Let's count how many students we have all together first so that you'll know your total. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we have a total number of 7 students. So let's look at this for a second. How many students are sitting in the chair? We have 2 students sitting in the chair plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 students not sitting in the chair, which is a total number of 7 students. So what other 3 ways can we write this expression? So we have 2 students sitting at the desk, 5 students not sitting at the desk, and then we have a total number of 7 students. So we can say, well, 5 students are not at the desk plus the 2 students that are at the desk equals a total number of 7. Then we can take that number sentence and start with our total. A total number of 7 students equals 5 students not sitting at the desk plus 2 students that are sitting at the desk. Or 7 students total equals the 2 students sitting at the desk plus 5 students that are not sitting at the desk, okay? And so there are several different ways that we can look at this. We can look at all the children that are sitting down. There's a total number of 5 students sitting down, 2 students standing up. We can say there are 3 students with headphones and there are 4 students without headphones. We can say there are, 7 students or 6 students reading a book and 1 student that is not reading a book. So there are a lot of different ways that you can look at this picture and find out different things about the picture and write your expression. Make sure you keep in mind that the total is what's very important. And then you break apart that total into 2 different parts, okay? You guys were great today. Kiss yourselves on the forehead. This lesson was easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Awesome job, boys and girls. You guys have a great day.